And then, like Mussolini, saving the booking, giving it the best try he can. Here comes Punk. And he enters subdued, his hands in his pockets. If you notice, he is always out with the appropriate emotion. If he's happy to be there or should be happy to be there, then he's happy. If he's wrestling, then he's got his game face on, but he's confident. If something like this has happened, he comes out, you can almost see the tears in his eyes. And that's something that used to be standard in wrestling and is no longer even thought about, which is why Bianca Belair, you can burn her house down. The next day, she's going to come out on TV skipping and smiling, twirling her hair. So he did the promo. And he started talking about the damage to his foot, 3 plates, 16 screws. I have a feeling that he didn't make that up, so apparently this was worse than we thought it might be. And one smartass started to chant Colt Cabana. Actually, that's usually, the Colt Cabana chants usually consist of one smartass, but...
Could you hear it at home on TV? You heard it?
Actually, I had to go back and replay it because as soon as Punk pointed at the guy and said what he said, which I'm about to mention, I said, what was that? And then you can hear if you're listening for it. Because it bled over somebody's microphone. But It was a very faint Colt Cabana. But Punk heard it because the guy was in the front row. He had just talked about his 3 plates and 16 screws. The guy goes, Colt Cabana. And Punk immediately says, which, by the way, is 16 times more than this fat guy's got screwed in his life, and gets a big pop from the people. And then he explained he probably came back too early. And he just got beat up in Cleveland, and he doesn't know if his new 100% is good enough. But he came back to wrestling because he loves the business and the fans, and it hurts to feel like I let you down. This is great stuff. This is the baby face. This is the hero. Actually being conflicted on whether he should return or not and whether he'll be good enough, but not like really like some fucking mental incompetence. Oh my God. No, this is out in front of the people so they'll know that he supposedly feels this way. So it will play into the story. God damn it. I can't believe I have to say these things at this point. And then he breaks down. Maybe he's not good enough anymore. This is classic shit. If he really felt that way and wanted to fucking quit, then I'd say he's goddamn nuts. But for the story, it's brilliant. And then here comes Ace Steel out. And he, again, identifies himself in a conversational way, and they refer to what happened earlier just briefly, and he gives Punk the pep talk. The Rocky and Mickey speech, the corner man. This is classic psychology. He is Punk's old mentor, his old trainer. And legitimately, Ace came first. He was already established in the Chicago area in the 90s. And he gets him fired up, and then he slaps him. And he says, you fucking get up. He got carried away. And he fucking said fucking after they'd had the meeting. And this was reported on the internet immediately when he went through the curtain. He held his hand up and said, it's my fault. I slipped. He fined himself, I think, or paid whatever fine Tony Khan wanted him to fucking pay. But it worked here. He was firing Punk up. You're better than this. You can do it. Get up. It's not how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you get up. You fucking get up. Sign this contract. And the fans were screaming. And he says, have you forgot who you were? And the fans chant, CM Punk, CM Punk. And now Punk cuts the fired up promo. He's been convinced. He's seen the light. He starts firing them up. He goes into the crowd. He goes out in the audience. He rouses Chi-Town behind him. He runs for the mayor of Chicago. You can't break my bones or drink my blood, Moxley, because we are Chicago. And he signs the contract in the middle of the people. Brian, did you see? They literally did throw a baby in the air. Well, they raised him up at least. They didn't let go of him.
Yeah.
But they raised him up. They offered up a baby to the god of CM Punk in Chicago.
Don't throw your babies, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't throw the baby or kick the baby. But no, and everybody tweeted that picture of the guy holding the baby up. The babies are in the air in Chicago. This was fucking perfect. I didn't see it coming. And I realize now how much sense it makes. If they'd have had this match, two baby faces, one a phony champion, interim champion, the other the real champion, Moxley had not been on a reign of terror. Moxley had not taken advantage of anybody in Punk's absence or done anything that needed to be gotten even with. They had to do something, or it was just going to be a blasé fucking babyface match for fucking marks of goddamn wrestling moves. And there's a lot fewer of those than ever before. They needed to have some emotion in this. There needed to be a heel and a babyface. And now, at least in Chicago, there's going to be a heel and a babyface because Moxley is shit on the town at the same time as Punk just ran for mayor and was offered up babies as sacrifices. So now we got something. Now there's going to be a fucking atmosphere. Now maybe people might buy the pay-per-view to see what's going to happen.
Do you think Moxley will threaten to either eat the baby or drink the baby's blood?
I think he's going to grind the baby's bones to make his bread.
This is the first time I've ever heard Ace Steel do a promo, to the best of my knowledge, and he was fantastic. He nailed the tone that it had to be, and the look on Punk's face after he got the slap. You mentioned how Punk comes out there, he always has the right look on his face. I remember someone years ago saying, David Bowie's amazing. He's always in the perfect pitch. And CM Punk comes out there, his face tells the story, but you don't know what the whole story is. And then it all unfolds.
So, again, this segment and the previous segment, the first one with Moxley, this sold this cold-ass fucking blasé match. And since all of a sudden the entire direction, complexion, and inflection of this thing changed as soon as Punk showed back up, I have a feeling we know that this was not a Booker of the Year fucking inspiration.